So recently, I've been seeing this trend of women beating their fucking husbands and them praising themselves. That's a great idea. And I found this video when did hitting your partner become a trend. So let's check it out.
Beating on men, putting your hands on men. Y'all really think that that's funny? A lot of y'all ain't been beat back.
Beats boys. Huh? Beats that boy.
I'm not the friend that you call when your man is acting up, because I'm going to tell you to put your hands on him.
Just saw a girl hit her boyfriend. It's hard watching others live your dream.
I don't know who needs to hear this, but sometimes a man does need to be beat. 2026,
What?
men, we get beat.
The way a lot of y'all is normalizing domestic violence is really...
Yo, I can see so many red pill goobers being radicalized by this. They are like so many incels hate women already, and they're gonna see this and think, see these bitches? Fuck all of these women. It's like, these are a certain percent of women, I might say like less than 1%, right? They're so fucking entitled and miserable and depressed in their life. They've been pampered their whole lives, probably most likely, and they've never faced consequences for their actions. And a lot of them are probably learning now the hard way, if they actually did shit like this.
scary to me.
One of the worst things that can happen in a relationship is surprise being repackaged and resurfacing on the internet as something, I kid you not.
I'm sorry, but how it felt to slap on me for the first time. I just found it funny, okay? I'm obviously against this. I just found that funny.
Hashtag relatable, hashtag funny, and hashtag trending.
Nah.
Yes, domestic violence is trending on social media. And I wish I could say it was because we fast forwarded to October and it was Domestic Violence Awareness Month. But no, we are currently in the time where people are loudly and proudly coming online and taking a stand for it.
Men.
A lot of men are very audacious.
Because they don't get beaten enough.
Now, before we get into this
No,
video,
trust me, I was beaten. I was very beaten in my life. I was one of the most bullied kids in school, in my neighborhood, okay? And it didn't help that I grew up in a very small town and everybody knew me as the punching bag of my generation.
I do want to give a quick
It was
viewer
fun.
advisory. I will be blurring all physical acts
I
of
loved getting
violence
beaten.
to make this video easier to sit through, but we will be talking about DV, and if that's triggering for you, please click off this video. I try to make
Nope.
my platform a cozy corner, but not all important conversations can be cozy. So I understand if this video is not your cup of tea, and I will see you in the next one. But if you are staying, welcome to the Girl Talk you didn't know you needed. Now, I'm not saying you have to subscribe. You're classy. I know you don't just give those away for free, but hopefully
Subscribe.
at the end of this video,
They're
you
for
become
free.
besties
If not,
for you to take that next step. That
I was
being
gonna
said,
make
to
a domestic
understand
violence
how we
joke.
got to the lowest point of
No,
society, we
no.
have to go
Next
back
time.
to a time when this wasn't a trend, okay? It was a secret.
I wouldn't let anybody know. In fact, when it all did come out, everybody was very surprised. Because when I had the black and blues and that, I didn't go out. I didn't go anyplace.
Oh,
They
that's
have such
sad.
control not to hit me in the face, so that way no one would know. It was a big secret, and he could keep it that way.
I tried to cover up
Damn.
for years. I tried to cover up for having to go in with the black eye and make an excuse that it was the footballer, it was walking into the door. You know, the covering up is the worst, I feel.
Domestic violence was something that dangerously thrived because of silence, and it was everywhere, happening to men and women all around the world.
Yeah.
But
Yeah,
it
I know there's gonna be a lot of people saying this happens more to women. Of course, I get why people are more protective of women, and I agree with that. Okay, women and kids. But the sad reality is, I'm talking about the modern day right now because I live in the modern day. Okay, if a man complains a lot about being in a violent relationship or experiencing domestic violence, a lot of people, certain type of people, just make fun of them, just joke around with them. They tell them, you're not a man, huh? You're a crybaby. That's what you get, okay? Because a lot of you men actually participate in domestic violence. That's not how to fucking go around it, okay?
behind closed doors in neighborhoods where everyone minded their business because legally it was allowed.
If you go back to say,
How
the
was it allowed?
1960s, what you would find is that intervention by police officers in cases involving intimate partner violence was pretty rare. That oftentimes the men, and at that time we were only talking about men as perpetrators of violence, were told to take a walk around the block.
Yeah.
But the police training manuals of the time actually said, don't intervene, these are domestic cases.
Back in the early 1900s, the law and law enforcement, they didn't see domestic violence as abuse. It was a private marital matter, which meant whatever happened between you and your spouse and in your household was not their crime to care about. Especially
I'm so happy I wasn't born in the early 1900s. That shit sounds like hell. I mean, at least you can, you know, buy a home easily. But you would end up in wars all the fucking time, so no.
Especially if they didn't see it happen for themselves.
Open up, it's the police. Now you're gonna pay. Thank God, get him out of here. Get him out of here.
Calm down. Take it easy. All right, get him out of here. Fresh here. Take it easy.
He's crazy. He doesn't know what he's doing.
All right, he seems to be all right. You want us to take him down to emergency?
Oh, I just want him locked up.
Well, ma'am, no, I can't do that.
What?
Unless the
Is
crime
this a
committed in our
movie? Yeah,
presence.
Film Archives.
Do you mean you can't
I was like,
arrest
this
a
is
man
so
when he's
fucking
beating up a
fake.
woman?
Not unless we see him do it.
This position
Bad
of
acting.
power the husband had was because he was the head of the household, and back in that era, being the head of the house, making all the money, and basically owning all legal rights to your wife. Because let's not forget, women weren't considered independent individuals until the 1970s. That means while the police enforce no laws, the aggressor could enforce anything on their family.
A husband is kind of king of the household. He is the person with legal rights. And then societal attitudes and also often police procedures that turn...
It's fucking insane how a lot of shit in life like turns around, you know? Like that doesn't mean that I support it, okay? Like with what's happening with, you know, Europeans colonize a lot of the world. That's non-negotiable, right? And now Europeans are allowing illegal immigrants, and the US also has a lot of illegal immigrants. And not all of them are bad, okay? But specifically a lot, there's a certain percentage of them that do a lot of bad shit, crazy shit. And they still don't get punished for it. And they still stay in the country. And it's like, and this is happening now with, previously, men were doing all of this to women, okay? It's still happening, obviously it is. But now, because there's way more awareness for women's rights, for women's safety, and so on, and there's freedom of speech, right? And women can go on social media and talk the shit and show themselves as themselves being the pieces of shit in the relationship. It just goes to show you that it doesn't matter if you're black, white, man, woman, whatever. Deep down, we're all greedy pieces of shit if we get more than enough power. Okay? You can just see the most powerful people in the world ruling the world, okay? Like pedos and cannibals, Epstein files, right?
Blind eye towards domestic violence. You know, many people...
What do you
would
guys
say,
think in the
well,
comments? Tell me.
You know, you need to stay with your husband. Well, what are you doing to provoke this? You know, ministers might have this attitude. Neighbors, domestic abuse, you know, it's a family matter.
So what did a lot of women do? Well, a lot of them tried to leave, of course, but with no support from the system and nowhere else to run. And then on top of that, they probably had babies and children. That factor was held over their heads at any mention of walking out that door.
You don't want me to go to school, do you?
Oh, I want you to stay at home where you belong.
I don't have to take this. I'll leave you first.
If this happened to my daughter, I'm bringing her home and the kids and helping her out with the kids and with schooling if she needs it, if she wants it.
Just a minute. You calm down. You're not in any position to make any impulsive decisions.
Oh, no. I'm taking Stevie and I'm leaving.
No way. A boy Stevie's age needs his father. Ask any judge. I know, I'm a lawyer, remember? You are my wife. Stevie is my son. And nothing you can say or do will change that. If you ever leave me again, I'll use every law in the books to make sure you never see Stevie again. You understand?
Fast forward to the 1970s, women were getting a bit more legal rights. They were told to fight back again male control.
Wait, what did you say?
Legal rights. They were
Pornography is a lie. And now, I fully support these feminists, by the way. These first feminists. These modern feminists, They praise the OnlyFans girls, and look at this. Pornography is a lie.
Told to fight
Love
back
to see it.
against male control,
And I agree.
that sparked a fire in them. But without a place to run, without their own money, the only thing women could retaliate with was death.
My dad was
Nah.
really punching her that night. Really her up bad that night. And my mom decided she'd had enough. She put us in the car, went back in the house, came back out in a rush, crying. All his kids are screaming. And I remember looking back, just like this, and seeing flames through the trees.
Francine Hughes burst into the guardhouse at the sheriff's office shouting, "I did it, I did it." What she'd done was her husband.
She poured gasoline under his bed and lit it.
She was driven to kill her
Holy
husband by
shit.
constant beatings during the 13 years they lived together.
No other trial that originated in the state of Michigan has received.
It is like scary and fucked up to think that in a lot of cultures and a lot of countries around the world, this shit it's still fucking happening. Like, women have no rights, and there's a lot of violence against women. Like, shit that was happening with women in Iran. Like, you know why a lot of people were, celebrating all of this in Iran? Because the U.S. attacked the government and killed a lot of the people in the government. Yeah, I've heard a lot of crazy effed up stories about women getting their shit fucked in any way you can think of, just because, I don't know, they were riding a motorcycle. Yeah. And they shot her or beheaded her.
Such widespread national attention as the Francine Hughes murder trial.
The burning bed case was one of the first DV cases that drew massive media attention to expose the legal system failures and shine light on the reality of it all.
Police were called all the time. And unless they saw Mickey actually striking Francine, which was highly unlikely, they would leave. And that happened many, many, many times.
When I say women were fighting back, y'all, they were fighting back. Prisons around that time were full of women who were really just serving life for taking their abusers. With all of this happening,
That's so fucked up.
police officers and courts,
Life.
they heard this retaliation by death loud and clear. A much needed cultural shift was happening. Women were being justified. Yes, in many of these cases, they had to take a life to get theirs back. But in the end, these women weren't being punished anymore for being punished.
These women are in prison because of the process, not because of their cases, not because of the facts of their cases.
So I just wrote a simple letter asking the governor, we've been in prison for multiple years, we're abused women, we've suffered.
A lot of this shit is happening now, but not with men versus women. There's still more, now there's more bias for women and, in courts and shit. But now, at least where I live in Europe and in the US is happening as well, you can pass by way easier if you've got the right connections. And if you're a rich boy or a son or a daughter of rich people and you did some fucked up shit and then you just don't get it. I mean, how many rich billionaires around the world were mentioned hundreds of times in the Epstein files? Where are they? I'm not seeing anybody in jail,
We are offenders, but we're victims.
Extremists are in governments
And
all around the world.
This big,
We need all our sisters home. Our families are missing their mothers, their daughters.
So back then, women weren't violent because they wanted power. They had no protection and their fight was about survival. But over time, that started to shift. And the tone around aggression became a bit casual. Around the early 2000s, a lot of kids were basically taught that one playground rule that I feel like messed a lot of people up in the heads. You know the phrase, if they hit you, it means they like you.
What? I've never heard of this.
Little boy did those things and said those things. It's because he likes you.
What? Some people should never be fucking parents, okay? And if this was true, a lot of those kids back then are moms and grandmas now. What?
Ever conjured up the lie?
Hey, I'm so
to
lucky
tell
with my
girls,
parents.
Oh, when he hits you, he likes you? Why were you setting women up for failure?
Yeah.
I don't know if it was because from decades of treating violence as private or expected, that opened the door for later generations to grow up confusing the message around love and conflict. I don't know. But teaching
I've never heard of
that
this.
aggressive behavior means someone loves you, that's never going to end well. And as the world got a bit more modern, it started to prove that.
If your
What?
boyfriend hits you or beats you up, stay with him. He loves you. Because
Okay, now it makes sense. As I said, right? Now, a lot of men and a lot of women that actually have a functioning brain, knowing that none of this domestic violence shit is accepted. But a lot of people, men and women, had these kinds of fucking dumbass parents who were brainwashed by that system. Not that there's a brainwashing system now, there is in many other areas, but this, now that exists, with all their grandmas and moms saying to their daughters and sons, you know, him or her punching you in the face, that means they want to have kids with you. Great!
he's risking for you to press charges on him, calling the police. A guy that's willing to do that for a girl, it's amazing.
Do you really believe that, or are you just goofing on everybody?
I really do believe that. Like, I get a lot of messages on my social media asking me for advice.
She is rage baiting to just go viral, let's be honest. And if it's not that, please take her to a mental institution, because she is a danger to herself and her potential boyfriend or girlfriend. I don't give a fuck.
He was doing all the things. He was chasing, he was following me, chasing me, trying to tell he was biting me, and he yelled on my face, he yelled on my ears, and he bring my body parts, he yelled on my face, and he spit on my face.
You know, a lot of the times when boys do that and they act like that, it's because they like you.
And I truly feel like that message right
Insane.
there put it in the heads of many people that putting your hands
fucking
on
insane.
your partner wasn't shameful.
Please, we need a test. We need a test where we will test people's fucking social intelligence, general intelligence, street smarts, everything, because there's no fucking way we can allow these kinds of people to have kids. What are you insane?
Shameful anymore.
I was beaten by my teacher as well, and a lot of the guys in my class were.
Cause I'm not. What are you talking about?
It's not
you
about you.
It is because you my fuck you talking about.
It's not about you.
So
On
watch your
TikTok?
mouth.
If we want to be honest, the way these couples just casually discuss this may make a lot of you say, hey, it's just a joke. But where did we get to this point in a relationship where this is a joke?
Y'all talk so much shit. And now I understand why men used to come home and beat their wives. I understand now. I'm starting to understand that. I really am.
Yeah, lock this guy up. Nah, please, just put this guy in a mental institution. Everybody, man, woman, everybody that talks like this, please do an investigation on him, please.
I had to mute the song for copyright reasons, but she's just slapping him to the beat of the song.
Yeah,
you know,
a man beater.
jokes and casual comments.
One
like,
more for our sisters
he's
in the
right
back.
where he wants to be, and petition for us to start beating our boyfriends more. Modern media has reframed assault into something playful and toxic, which we all know a lot of people love. You'll see casual acts of unprovoked violence.
We chasing that. Oh,
No.
Get out.
And that alone has made a lot of people desensitized to it. And obviously so, because there's even a trend for the perpetrators to just come online and proudly admit to something they should not take pride in.
All of them. Arrest them. Investigation on them. Try to meet a lot of their exes and question all of them.
What do the women that beat men look like? I hear so much about them, but
I've never seen one of them.
So I know how to avoid them. You feel what I'm saying?
Yeah, I agree with him.
What do the women that beat men look like?
Hey, how you doing? My name is Brittany Monique. I ain't confessing the but you know what's going on.
I'm gonna say something that you're probably gonna have to wrap your head around, and you may not agree and you may not like the sound of it, but just hear me out. Y'all remember earlier when we talked about that much needed cultural shift when women had no other option but to fight back and the justice system finally started listening? Well, once that shift made fighting back more justified, over time, the look of fighting back started looking different, especially online.
Exactly. She's basically explaining what I explained a few minutes ago with just this information passing on future generations of women and thinking, yeah, you're a badass if you beat your partner.
It seemed like some people started branding hitting men as empowerment. Almost like, yes, take the power back.
Why is empowerment these days on all the wrong areas?
Business where I beat men. So you are in a violent relationship. This boyfriend.
She does look like that she can beat up most men, let's be honest, okay? Most men I see in the gym, she can probably lift more than them, okay? And 99% of men don't even go to the gym.
He's trying to scam you. You're confused about him. He's cheating on you. He's beating you up. Wake me up at midnight to beat a man. Please, please, give me the opportunity. So I have a goal. In all this, I have a goal. I want to be able to beat at least 1,000 men by 2027. Do you understand? I'm literally going to punish men, for sure.
And it's such a
I want to interview that woman. I want to ask her, how close are you to that 1,000 people goal, okay? And I want to see if she's going to try to beat me up, and I'll have cops ready, you know. If she confesses to everything, I'll have cops ready in the other room and just pick her up. Okay, you're going behind bars now.
Controversial but also touchy topic, because I would never intervene with a victim standing up to their abuser or someone stepping in to help a victim. Not to mention, sometimes God uses other people to make examples out of the wicked. But what we're seeing online, that's not justice. I don't understand how that's justice.
No, that's retardation.
Fight back is sending the wrong message to people who were never in danger to begin with. And all of a sudden, we're supposed to beat men just because they disrespect.
There's a moral rule I follow, and I think most people should follow. You never start a fight or enter a fight. You only fight if somebody already started it with you and you're trying to protect yourself, your family and friends. Never started yourself. Never.
Beat him. Put your hands on him. I'm not the friend that you call when your man is acting up, because I'm going to tell you to put your hands on him.
I feel like for any relationship to work, the man has to be scared of the woman just a little bit. It ain't even gotta get domestic, but sometimes you gotta slap the out of a. Sometimes you gotta do that.
You sit up and act like you're an advocate for DV and how you're so against men putting their hands on women, and then you'll turn around and fix your mouth to joke and brag about the fact that you are hitting men unprovoked.
What should have just been self-defense is now basically abuse and just putting your hands on someone in the name of...
This is so sad because a lot of these men are probably not the best in the best mental state, let's say that. Especially in the moment. Like, they might beat him a lot of times. And some men are gonna, fight back on the first time. And shit might go very ugly, okay? And then the man's gonna end up behind bars, even though both should. Well, it depends to which extent the fight goes, if the man starts it as well, right? Again, protection is protection, I get it. But a lot of these women, a lot of this messaging is actually putting more women in danger. Let's be honest. Like, this kind of messaging of these women thinking they're so fucking powerful and empowering other women of fourth wave feminism stuff, you're just putting more women in danger of domestic abuse, of domestic violence. From them starting it and them getting it. Like, basically that saying of fuck around and find out.
And this also opened the door for men to be more comfortable in their wrongdoings too. If a man hits a woman, it's just toxic love. He's just putting his girl in place and being masculine.
What's something toxic that you like?
I can't fucking believe the age I live in.
jealous when he see me
The
talking to
dumbest
another boy,
shit.
he take it out on me. So
Hey, what's something toxic that you like?
when my man choked me out when we arguing.
But since when did abusive behavior...
I think we need more context on that. I probably think she meant to say, I love it when we have sex after a harsh argument, okay? And it's aggressive sex. And I agree with that. That shit can be fucking amazing. But that's consensual.
Equal masculinity. If he's aggressive and violent, that's just him being manly. But truth be told, it's actually him just being a threat.
Yeah, I see why back in the day used to come home and beat the their wife, bruh. Their wife, baby, they bills stressing me out. They keep piling up. I don't make enough. The job stress me out itself. You stress me out. Taxes eating up my check.
I understand how heartbreaking it is to see all these videos I'm showing have hundreds and thousands of likes and comments. And even as I was writing this script for my video,
That's the biggest problem.
Putting like a nuanced line about
The biggest problem is innocent little kids and teens seeing this. Not fully understanding the law, not fully understanding the adult world, not fully grasping how fucked up and brainwashed this is. And a lot of these people will probably never, hopefully, engage in domestic behavior. They're just doing this for clicks and rage bait. But there's dumb people and young people who are, easily manipulated that'll believe this and think, you know how I'll get a girlfriend? Yeah.
A lot of people find this funny and, people can see this as a joke. But then I was just like, screw that. Like, why should I have to justify this just because some people see it as a playful joke? None of this is funny. I can't help but feel this pit in the bottom of my stomach because I'm thinking about the people that have actually been in a violent relationship. I'm thinking about the victims that really aren't heard when they speak out. For example, let's say men who go through this.
Society has got a long way to go, and I think that there are probably a lot of men out there who are suffering in silence and are too ashamed.
I was almost 6 foot tall. My wife was 5'4", and if I went and told her
no shit. If he just holds his hand like this to protect himself from her cockroach hands, she just has to pull up a camera and he's in jail.
That my wife was assaulting me, they wouldn't believe me.
I'm thinking about the huge amount of men online who joke about this.
What the
further
fuck,
adding
my
on
guy?
to the stigma being that men can't actually be physically harmed by women, and men love being that.
This was like, I don't agree with this. Nobody should be beating everybody, but this is the most sane comment TikTok, whatever you want to call this by far. Y'all gotta stop hitting men and think they shouldn't hit you back. After beating on my boyfriend for an hour, and he ain't hit me back not once. Yeah, and she's feeling herself so much.
Men can't actually be physically harmed by women, and men love being with feisty girls that can beat the hell out of them.
I don't know who needs to hear this, but sometimes a man does need to be beat. Sometimes a man needs to fear his woman, scared of the fact that when he gets home,
what the fuck are these fetishes?
You're a little.
What the fuck?
Hey, stop! That's not okay. I'm sorry, did I ask you to help me?
No, but I saw you were in harm, so I thought I would help you.
You thought nothing. Look down at my pants. Does it look like I don't want
For these kinds of people, you either let them beat themselves out, or we're gonna be moral, okay? And not choose the fun way. And we're both gonna be separating these people, and both are gonna go to mental asylums, okay? Insane asylums, okay?
All I'm saying is, it just further adds to the narrative that men are supposed to enjoy this. So whenever they do come forward with serious accusations, it'll be the same old, same old.
Experience intimate partner. Wait, what?
Serious accusations, it'll
experience intimate violence. Woman 1 and 2, woman 4. Oh shit, okay.
be the same old, same old.
Damn.
What do the women that beat men look like?
She was just beating my like 10 minutes ago.
What do the women that beat men look like?
That's Jaya. Hi, baby, I love you.
Oh.
These are just people trolling around and having fun, man. Come on. At least I hope so.
like that.
This discourse on social media has caused a lot of back and forth and think pieces. One that we've all heard before is that women can put their hands on men, but men can't put their hands on women.
If someone come and slap you right now, what would you do?
I'm going to fight.
A girl right now, one of the girls right now slapped you, what would
I'm
you do?
going to uppercut her.
You're gonna fight a
Whoa.
woman?
If she hits me, yes. If you can hit a man,
I mean,
you can get hit like a man.
I get it, yeah.
I'm sorry.
Even if a man or a woman, you know, just tries to fight me or even slaps me, I'm always the bigger man. Plus, I've been beaten my whole childhood. Okay, I'm just gonna leave. I will only fight if I'm cornered and I've got no other fucking chance. There's either fight and die fighting, or just stand there and die getting beaten up, you know?
Which, in my opinion, just leads people to take abuse less seriously, depending on who it happens to and just overall.
If you hit a man, like you full on as hard as you can, do you think that he should be allowed to hit you back?
I think that men should not hit women. Yeah, even if a girl hits you as hard as they can.
What about, is it wrong for the girl?
No, I don't think so.
So over.
Wait, what? Wait, what?
What about, is it
Did
wrong
you say?
for the girl?
No, I don't think so.
So
okay.
Overall, abuse is abuse,
Great.
no matter whose hands it's in. And the fact that it's been normalized and turned into a quirky trend is very telling.
The way a lot of y'all is normalizing domestic violence is really scary to me. The amount of women and men who are justifying domestic violence is weird. Ain't no relationship perfect.
Let's get all of those people and beat them up together as a society. Okay? Let's do that. I think that's gonna be fun. I'm joking, by the way. Please, I'm joking. Just put them in jail.
I'm a believer in it. But it shouldn't be physical.
So if you're in a violent situation that you feel like you can't get out of, please know that you are not alone. You do not have to go through that, and you should not let somebody feel like you deserve to go through.
I really don't get the sentence of please feel that you're not alone. I don't think when I was getting beat up as a kid, feeling that I'm not alone didn't make me feel any better, okay? If that shit's happening to you, contact the authorities, try and escape the situation, try and move, just tell as much information about the person to the cops. Maybe you live in a type of society and country where there's not a lot of women's rights. If you can, and you can try your best, please move out of that fucking place. Not everybody can. I know it's stressful. I get it. I live in a less intellectual society compared to a lot of the West. I've got great family and friends, okay? I've got nothing to complain about. I'm gonna end it there. I don't want to talk about it that much. Tell me what you guys think in the comments. Keep safe, and please don't be afraid to speak out if this shit is happening to you. Have a nice day.